Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of the Munce Report as we preview all the weekend's racing action. Trainer Chris Munce joins us off the back of what's been another winning week of results. Palosapan winning on debut, and then Centrefire made it back-to-back victories this week.
Yeah, hi Adam. Yeah, I was really pleased to see both those mares race the way they did. It was particularly Palosapan. She was a new addition to our stable that we bought from the Guree dispersal sale earlier this end of last year, and she's been a little bit of I suppose, a project in making. She's been very immature, being by So You Think, but the way she hit the line there on Monday certainly shows that she's certainly, hopefully, going to go on to bigger and brighter things after that win. So it was good for the first group of owners as well. There are some new owners in it, but more importantly, it was just nice for the mare to be able to kick off on a winning note.
Yeah, it was nice, and obviously she's by So You Think and really motored home late. So you'd assume she'll be better next start and over further ground?
I think so, yeah. I mean, look, she's got a good turn of foot, which is going to be an asset for her. And I think if we can stretch her out over a mile or so or more, she could develop into a nice staying type filly. But very encouraging to see her perform the way she did. For
sure. And then Centrefire, she's on fire at the moment, isn't she? She's really unstoppable and in the zone this preparation. A second first up, unlucky not to win, and then two straight wins back to back.
Yeah, I mean she's in great form. She won very well yesterday. Showed good fight, a lot of tenacity, and that's just the way she looks as well. You can see when she paraded yesterday, she looked $1 million, and she raced just that way. So she'll probably go back to just another Class 6 on the 1st of May. And then after that, we'll go 2 weeks. I think it's into the Bright Shadow after that, and just give her a roll the dice and give her a throw at a better race and see if she can manage to get a bit of black type beside her name.
Very good. Well, that's exciting for Connections, and obviously she's had the 5 wins now, and you've done well with her. She's been a bit of a work in progress. You identified her as a real talent in her early preparations, didn't you? And then obviously, but it hasn't come. There's been a bit of work involved to get her where she is now.
Yeah, well, she's always been, I suppose, as I've openly said, she's been a good track worker, and for what we see on the morning, certainly we hadn't seen that at the races. But I think this time around we're riding her a little bit more conservatively and probably doing a few little things at home a bit different when she works in the morning. Probably not as hard on her as what I had been, but she's appreciating that and racing very well.
Very good. Well, congratulations to Connections of both those horses. Big sort of group of owners there, and also to Bobby Alyssa, who rode them both to victory and is forming a bit of a lethal combination with yourself at the moment. Okay, let's touch on the Doomben trials on Tuesday, where you had a big team of 16 stepping out. There were plenty of highlights across the board, and obviously we can't mention them all, otherwise this would be a 45-minute show. But of those performances, sort of what took your eye? It was nice to see, obviously, some of your talented 2-year-olds back in action and performing well. Rhapsody Rose, Bedini's Girl, and Everlast.
Yeah, well, I think that that's what we get out of bed for so early. To see horses like that go to the trials and then know that if they can race to the way they're performing, they'll be competitive in some decent races. I thought Bedini's Girl in particular was very good. She trialled up nicely. She hadn't been in work all that long, but she was ready to have an easy gallop, which she did there. And most importantly, she come through it really well, as did Rhapsody Rose. She was probably a bit more forward in condition, fitness-wise, and raced up on the speed and went on to win her trial as well. But Everlast, he did a couple of little things wrong out of the gates, but he still, I thought, was making good ground. But those 2-year-olds, as I just mentioned, they're very exciting to be taking them to the races in the coming weeks.
And nice also to see some of the older brigades back in action. Boom Sarah was sort of cluttered up there, but finished off nicely in his trial. What did you think of him?
I thought he was really good. I mean, it was his first outing, and he got back a little bit, which with Justin, and they only went steady the first part of the trial, but they really quickened up the last sectionals, which sort of says to me that he's heading back to his old form, and he'll have another jump out in 2 weeks' time before we look to take him to the races. Where he goes to start, so I'm not sure. I'd just love to get a kill under his belt and get a bit of confidence back in him before we go looking for any big fish to try and to be frying.
Yep, sure. And then another one potentially for everyone to watch out for, Time Storm, for Mr. Lee's A-list studs. He was another impressive performer.
Couldn't have been happier with this colt. He's an outreach colt who run very, very fast time. He's a precocious fella, and it'll be exciting to get him up and going, and hopefully we can find the right race for him in the coming weeks.
Very good. Yeah, well, lots to be excited about there, and with the winning form, that, as you say, I'm sure it'll make getting out of bed a lot easier in the coming weeks. Okay, well, let's get into the weekend preview. Several runners going around, and let's bring in John Bird from Unibet to chat through all the latest prices and offers from Unibet. All right, welcome, John. You're coming to us live from the Unibet headquarters, where you've been DJing throughout the day. I like the new setup in the background, mate.
It's all right. No, it's good to be at work. This is the coalface where it all happens. So I'm down here for a couple of weeks, so I'll be here next week as well.
Very good. And it was almost 3 straight winners for Mr. Munce and the faithful with the Unibet price push last week. Of course, Military Gambler was just a narrow second and missed out on the price push victory.
Yes, bloody Star Tontes just came around and improved that little bit more than we wanted it to from their last meeting.
Yeah. Oh, well, you can't win them all. And obviously, Mr. Munce was on quite a roll there. So we'll see what we can get into this week. So let's get into the preview and with some of Chris's insights and also your insights on the prices.
Okay.
Saturday racing at Eagle Farm. One runner there lining up in Phoenix. It was a good effort to finish 4th last start after leading them up first up, Chris.
Yeah, well, he raced very well. I thought he was a bit above himself in condition, and it was his first run back from a spell, so he raced a bit fresh, but he still battled on really well, and I think he's back to Class 3 grade on Saturday, although he hasn't drawn very well. Justin goes back on to take hopefully a kilo and a half off, which I'm hoping could be a bit of a help, and I think he's in good order. He's also accepted for the Gold Coast, but the barrier down there hasn't been kind either, so I'll probably just as soon stay home and try and earn a few big dollars at Eagle Farm.
Very, very good. Well, it's obviously a big field. John, what can you tell us? Where's he priced in the market at the moment?
Well, right now, Phoenix is in Saturday, and it's got a bad barrier, and it's about $26. For our uplift so far, we've given the horse a good chance on form and a good chance in running to be where it should be. So this week with Phoenix drawing wide, we've decided to change our uplift to one of Chris's Gold Coast horses, which we'll discuss in a minute.
Sure, mate, we will do. So, well, that's Phoenix chances. Obviously, a bit of each way value there, but no uplift. We'll head over to the Gold Coast, where Chris has got 2 runners lining up, along with Phoenix, who we just mentioned is a dual acceptor. The first of those runners is My Girl Rocks, who lines up for Blake and John from Strong Bloodstock team, who have just taken over the reins of 2K Thoroughbreds. And My Girl Rocks was a good effort last start against a smart one in similar grade on the Gold Coast, Chris. What are your thoughts on her chances?
Yeah, well, I think she's going really good, Adam. I mean, as you said, she was just unlucky to strike one out of the box last start, but I think she's drawn quite nicely here on Saturday. The weather, I think, has been kind to us. It should be a nice firm track for her, which I'm sure she appreciates, and she should get the right sort of run in transit. You know, she's not necessarily a leader, but she'll be right there on the speed somewhere. She may well end up leading, but she's got enough natural speed to be in the first 3 or 4. And I can't fault the way that she's come on since her last start. So I thought that she was probably one of our main chances for the weekend.
Well, I like the sound of that. John, you've teased the offer. What have Unibet come up with for My Girl Rocks, the Gold Coast on Saturday?
Well, My Girl Rocks will be getting a super uplift, and that will be published around 5 o'clock tomorrow. And all customers should look into their vault to see what price they will be getting with My Girl Rocks. Gold Coast prices don't get published till mid-afternoon on Fridays before Saturday meeting. So as soon as it goes up, we'll put our promo on and it'll be in the vault for you. It'll be a super uplift for all the customers.
Very good, mate. All right. Well, thanks for that offer. And yeah, I guess all will be revealed Friday afternoon with the prices there. So everyone keep an eye on that one for all the Munce Racing customers that are affiliated with Unibet. So, well, thanks for your insights again, John, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks very much, boys. Good luck.
The other runner entered for the Gold Coast on Saturday is Jabali Gold, who lines up in a Class 1 handicap over the 1,400 metres, coming off a last start win at Gatton, where obviously was well placed for the Hancock's Bloodstock team, Chris.
Yeah, well, I mean, as we spoke about this horse, I mean, he was a bit of a work in progress, but he did win very well, and he certainly he hasn't gone backwards. But where he gets to, he's got an awkward draw. I'm just hoping that they do go along at a good gallop where he'll be able to get in behind a couple of horses and just get a bit of cover, because I do think he has the ability to race better that way. But look, at the end of the day, Matthew McGilvray is just going to have to come out positive on him and just put him where he's comfortable. And if that's the case, we'll save it. But he's in good order. He looks well, and I'm sure that he'll give a good sight.
Very good. You mentioned Phoenix, who's a dual acceptor, so see what happens there. We then move over to the Sunshine Coast on Sunday, where another runner for the strong Bloodstock team, Reliable Ruby, is entered here for two races, one being a maiden plate over the 1,000 and the other being a 3-year-old fillies and maiden handicap over the 1,000 metres. She was an impressive trialer at Deagon recently. Are you leaning either way with her, and what are your thoughts about her on debut here?
Yeah, well, look, she's drawn poorly in the 3-year-old race, and she obviously didn't draw that much better in the plate. She drew 7 of 8 or something, so or 7 of 9. But I'll probably lean towards the plate race. She's not cutest, so it doesn't really matter for that benefit which way she run her in. But look, she's only had the one trial. I would normally like to give her 2, but I just feel that she's pretty push button. She's been in work quite some time. And I think that, she's ready to go to the races. So I'd say at this stage, she'll probably go to the plate race.
Okay. And based on breeding being by a Reliable Man, you think she may get a trip, or what are your early indications there?
Oh, look, she's pretty sharp. She's a pretty sharp filly. So I don't know whether she'll get a mile and a half or anything like that, but she'll certainly, I do feel that she'll get to a mile and run a very, very strong mile, possibly 2,000 metres. But she's not an overly big filly either. She's just a good size with good strength. So it'll be nice to see her kick off her career on Sunday at Caloundra.
Very good. Yeah, exciting time for connections there too. Have a horse debuting. So good luck to the strong Bloodstock team. We then move over to race 7, which is a benchmark 65 handicap over the 1,600. And Valley of Dreams lines up here. She was obviously a close up second last start, and steps up to the mile here, which you would think would suit.
You would think so. I mean, she's won at a mile at Ipswich. She won a maiden and ran it out very strongly. She is a nice filly. There's not a lot of her. She's a pretty raw-boned filly, but she's got good stamina. Although she's by Falvalon, she seems to enjoy getting out to a trip. I thought the other day she was home for all money and was just narrowly grabbed on the line. So she's certainly deserved of a win the way she raced the other day, the form she's in.
Sure is. So we'll keep an eye on her, another runner for the Hancock's Bloodstock team. So, well, that's the wrap, mate. That's the runners for the week. We've touched on a big week of winners and trialers, and good luck to Connections and yourself over the week.
Good on you, Adam. Thanks, mate.